And of all these clubs that are deemed the biggest clubs in the world, we're the only one that's failing.
Some of these players are stepping into this club like they own it and they pay the bills.
Yeah. When Carragher did that whole cipher, just breaking it down, he said Carragher has an agenda. This is what he wants. So he's trying to implement something and it's totally not working.
Yo, it's your boy H Pluck the Sauce, Harry Pinner, and welcome to the Inside Scoop. And of course, I'm joined by the one and only, my co-host, Culture Cams.
Yes.
And in the middle, we have a friend of the channel, my brother, Avelino, for the we know, Ask Mino. And if you ask Mino, yeah. Okay, he's there. All right, we have the one and only Avelino in the building right now.
Come over here, man.
And it's not right, we have Joe Bear here as well. Currently sporting Burberry. Check the price on that after when he comes on screen. But yeah, boys, listen, I'm just going to get straight into it, yeah? Look, last week, I came on this podcast and I said to myself, look, let me be fair. Let me actually discuss our manager. Fair play, yeah. I said, let me discuss our manager in a way in which it's done with respect. Ten Hag then also, you respect that, of course. Then Ten Hag dropped an interview with Gary Neville where it was kind of like, what we was asking for him was just discuss, let us know what's actually happening. Don't lie to us and tell us we've been playing well. Let us understand what's happening so maybe we can have a bit of patience, right? And I remember I quote tweeted, I was like, this is what Man United fans want, right? And a lot of people were like, you dumb motherfuckers.
You sucker.
Yeah, because this is what you're doing. You're buying into the PR. Of course he's going to say the right things. Yeah. He's literally going to say it right, yeah? But then on my birthday, the day that I was born.
Birthday, man.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Happy
Oh, man.
Make some noise in the building!
No cake though, it's crazy.
I was gonna bring some, but I was late, so my bad, mate.
But literally on my birthday, me and Coach Cam were supposed to go to that game, but I couldn't go, innit, right? So anyway, I look at my phone.
Can I confess something quickly?
Yeah.
I was at Silver Spark. I was at the game.
Wherever. Who were you with, bro? You in the away ground? Were you in the away end or were you in the home
I
end?
was in the my PR company's box.
Oh yeah, okay. You had it all patterned for you, mate.
But anyway, so. And I don't care who's there, what was that? I didn't care. Bro, I checked my phone, and I said, let me just watch the game quickly. Olise I see Casemiro doing the Booker T, the spinneroonie. Yeah, no, I see him doing that, and then, Mainu couldn't get near him because he was in the box. Then I said, I'm not watching this no more. At the end of the day, it was 4-0. Now, you lot were there. Now, I've said to myself, I'm gonna be calm and collected, but that flipping bold mechanic, he has to go. He has no clue. Wallahi, he has no clue. What it takes to manage Manchester United Football Club.
So what makes you say he has no clue?
Because in a game like that, I say to myself, Crystal Palace are in good form right now. But this is where, for me, you're playing Mason Mount now. Play the team that's been playing before. Play
Bruno
them.
was suspended. Bruno was injured, though.
But this just shows it's not Bruno's fault anymore. It's not, because some of the players that we've been blaming, they weren't in that team. So who's to blame now? Because you can't keep saying it's players. Get him out of my club. But you lot watched it live. What's your views? And I want to start with Cam's first, because I need you to tell the fucking truth.
Firstly, quickly, this week brought one of the funniest reactions. You got to watch Saeed, yeah?
Oh, my boy. Saeed's one of the greatest humans
ever. Bro, his match reactions. Oh,
like, what a guy, man.
Bro, this guy was watching the game with Nuruddin, who's bald, by the way. Saw Ten Hag on the street and said, "Suck that broad fraud!"
Yeah. Left foot. Matete is...
Sack him! Sack that ball fraud!
He said, "Suck him now, suck that broad fraud." I'm like, you're standing with a bald guy right now, bro. Yo, it's so funny, yeah. But listen, back to the game. Look, you already know that it was going to be a tough game, yeah. Palace away. Last season, they basically stained our mini title. We started believing a little bit.
That one was not well.
We thought if we beat Palace, beat Arsenal, we're in the race. You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, Olise goal.
We were in the race, though.
We say?
We were in the race.
Wait, last season, yeah? I don't know about that, bro.
Was in a sprint.
We were the way outsiders, though, innit? It wasn't. We weren't like Liverpool.
At the time, you didn't feel like that. Let's have it right.
No, I did. I can't.
Yeah, you gotta say that.
Tell the truth, Cam.
I can't even remember.
It was a blur. It's a blur.
The Palace goal, the Olise goal, that was a dagger still. 100%, that was a dagger. But listen, going into that game, obviously we knew it was going to be tough. There was the injuries. We have a lot of injuries, standard. But when you actually, to be fair, we started okay. You know what I mean? Started okay. But as soon as the first goal went in, which was a comical goal, and I was watching it, right? And I said, Casemiro dived in like that 4 times before the goal. 4 times. And finally we got punished for it. Like he kept coming out of position. And then finally we got punished. And listen, a lot of our weaknesses were highlighted in that game, physically as well. Like, Mainoo's not the fastest, not the most powerful runner. That kind of got exposed.
Sorry for him out there.
No, I do as well. And we're going to talk about how Ten Hag's setting it up. But at the same time, we were just miles off it. You know what I mean? Eze and Olise, Wharton, Mateta, they were genuinely treating us like kids. Bro, I thought Will Hughes was Roy Keane.
Yeah,
I was
honestly,
hold on a second. He's a midfield general out here.
Yeah.
You were seeing it. He was gassing up the fan. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So we just got dominated in all facets. And look, it started becoming laughable after a while. You know what I mean? It became laughable. We'll talk about some individuals because I think some of the goals that went in, very questionable. But what's your take on it?
For me, I'm going to be honest and say I can't see past the fact that, you know, for me, this is the most important and best season that we've had since post-Fergie. For me, it's a wonderful time to be a Manchester United fan. And I just feel this clip is going to be gold in the coming years. I can't see past that fact. I'm almost numb to the results because
I checked it.
Yeah.
There's something in there. Yeah.
So I'm really numb to the result. Obviously, there's part of you that's like, you wanna win football matches, of course. But you know, I learned that a long time ago that the bigger picture is always the most important image, and I can't stop looking at it.
What's the bigger picture that you see?
The bigger picture is that, you know, I've sat here before with you guys, and we've absolutely begged for structural changes at our football club.
Yeah.
We've absolutely begged for, you know, the business people, the commercial experts that run the club previously, to be replaced by sporting people.
Yeah.
And this is that wonderful, wonderful, magical, special year when, you know, we've gotten, it's almost like the Expendables or the Avengers. You know, Jean-Claude Blanc.
He was at the game.
Sir David Brosford. Omar Barada.
Do you know what kills me about the man them?
Brother.
Wallahi, I don't think we knew who these men were.
Brother,
7-8 months ago.
The thing is, you're absolutely right, but we do now. And these are the people we were begging for.
All right, so
and they are all here. Now, we're not going to see the effect of that now. The man are on gardening leave. They're not even in the building yet. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But in terms of what we've been absolutely crying for, we've been a commercial club. Van Gaal saying don't go to Man United. Football club. It's a commercial club. Actually, now United have done what's needed to be done to change that narrative and brought in a legion of sporting excellent men. So you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but
So
they
don't
could
even watch the results. Nah, it doesn't matter, bro.
But it could all be undone if they keep Ten Hag. If they keep Ten Hag, it can all be undone.
This is my view.
Let me tell you that. Like, sorry.
I like when you let it go.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? These players, we've done keep or sells on this show, right? We said we'll probably keep like 8 players, right? We don't rate them that much. I don't rate the squad that much, but I promise you, Ten Hag's making these guys look 3 times worse than they are, bro. These guys are not as bad. They're all international footballers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Some of them are their country's most important player.
This is not even.
He is making them look much worse than they are.
Can I just?
Yeah.
So what I would say to that is, this is not even in defense of Ten Hag per se, but that comment isn't exclusive to Ten Hag. Since Silas Ferguson left, it's been the same narrative.
But it's not the same players.
Exactly.
It's not though.
But bro, what
8 of the players that played yesterday were his guys.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, answer me this question: what footballer post Fergie has either gotten better or thrived at Manchester United?
Yeah. No, but
or improved, or it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So clearly, you know, we're not set up to be a platform for players to go and be someone.
Yeah.
No one's done it in a decade. So that's not in Ten Hag's defense. That just, for me, just emphasizes how deep rooted the issue has been.
But he's in control of what we do tactically. And when I'm going to the game and you're going to the game and you're looking on the pitch, when you're looking on the pitch, bro, it's not Jean-Claude Blanc running down the wing, bro. When you're looking at the pitch, it's not Barada that's making us play a low block with a high press and the whole midfield is empty. That's not the, you know what I mean? You got to think about what we're doing tactically on the pitch and structurally on the pitch. We're far worse than we were under Oli. We're far worse than we were under Jose, LVG, even David Moyes. We're easy to attack. We can't control games. We're easy to dominate. Like, I don't understand when you watch Man United, what you can see, even if you're talking about the bigger picture. Yeah. If the bigger picture includes Ten Hag, then, bro, we're going to be here again next season.
This is why I echo that point. Just because I think we spoke about this last week about what is a Ten Hag player or what is Ten Hag's style of play. And we've seen it at Ajax, but we've never seen it at Manchester United. We've seen it in glimpses in games, but then it dies out and fizzles out and we end up losing the game. My problem with Ten Hag is the lack of control that he's able to get over the players that he puts on the pitch. There is not a clear understanding and we are not able to win games that we need to win. Most of the games that we needed to win this season, we fumbled all of them. I'm talking about Champions League qualification. I'm talking about pushing for the top four. I'm talking about anything that means something. Man United have fumbled. And when we've played, our best games are when we drew against Liverpool because we didn't concede as much chances as we're used to. That is not a Manchester United team. So when you look at players, it's about playing players in their best positions. Our best players don't play good football. So Bruno Fernandes for Portugal can score 2 goals and assist every game, but for Man United, he's having to do way more work. And I feel like he doesn't set up for our best players to thrive. Kobbie Mainoo, he's running that boy into the ground.
He looks finished.
He looks tired already. Do you get me?
18.
Garnacho is in his breakout season, is having to play 30 odd games in a row.
Yep.
Onana, okay, let's have it right. Onana. I think he's a good keeper. Yeah, I just think that like genuinely, I think he's focused on the passing attribute for why he bought Onana more than the shot stopping.
But can I say something there though, right? So you brought Onana for the passing attribute. Firstly, we barely pass out from the back, and when we do, it's extremely forced, right? It's no patterns to it, and then this just ties into Rasmus Højlund, which we can speak about as well. Luke, one of the things that Onana was so good at is that if he couldn't make the pass to his defenders or the midfielders, he had that long pass to either Sebastian Haller or Lukaku or Dzeko, who could knock the ball down and we play, right? Rasmus Højlund is one of the worst headers in Europe, statistically, at Atalanta and at Manchester United. So what the hell is the plan in there, yeah? Because if you keep watching us, we're doing long ball to Højlund every single time. This brother is not winning one header, not one. So instantly we're relieving pressure. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about when it comes to structurally. That's on the manager. How can I be watching a YouTube video before Højlund signed and they literally said Onana is known for hitting it long to the striker. Højlund is poor at aerial balls. This could be an issue for Manchester United going forward. A YouTube analyst can tell me that, but Ten Hag can't. Come on. What's going on here? That's how we relieve pressure. We lose the ball every single time. We could talk about Højlund in a sec, but these are small things that a good manager doesn't highlight. If you know that Højlund's not good at headering, don't expose that attribute. But the weaknesses are for everyone to see. Kobbie's running power is there for everyone to see. Højlund's aerial ability is there for everyone to see. Garnacho's lack of 1v1 ability is there for. That's because of the way he's setting us up.
Yeah, you're right. Because when I basically said it in the most definitive way, is that the players that we have signed, we're not saying they're bad players. They're very good players and potentially could be great players. But you're exposing their weaknesses at a very, very early stage in their career at Manchester United. So it's kind of like they've got them figured out. So now these players are having to alternate their game more than they need to, when really we should be playing to their strengths. Now, when I watch Rasmus Højlund play, he's the type of player, he's strong, powerful, running. And he runs in between the lines, and 1v1, he's very, very clinical. But we're asking him to hold up the ball, and he's not even good with his feet yet.
Bro, like he can't touch the ball.
He can't do it. That's not what he's good at. Now, Onana,
It's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
No,
Bro, the ball goes through him.
No, it's honest. That's just not his
The ball
strength.
goes through him.
That's not his strength. Then we're looking at Onana, right? Who is he passing to? You're passing to Garnacho and Anthony, who don't have the strength and power to be able to first touch specialist,
or even bring it down, yeah.
or bring it down. And then it's like Kobe Mainoo, bro. He's meant to control games, not chase games. And we don't play.
Facts.
We don't play for his strength. So it makes me feel like it isn't okay. The players have to take some accountability, and
Of course.
we'll always say that. But a manager. What bothers me, and I want to ask you guys, what does this man do in training? Like, what is it that he's saying? What style do I want this team to play in? Because we can't see it for 90 minutes when we're watching.
Do you know what's interesting? So it's like this sort of topic of style. Yeah, I saw Carlo Ancelotti say something, and they asked about his philosophy, and he said, it said something along the lines of my philosophy being to adapt to the characteristics and the attributes of the players that I have. And Ten Hag says something very similar. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I think, so for me, I want to grow the manager. I'd love to, just because I want my team to win, etc., etc. And I'm not saying he's not to blame for anything, but I just think the issues at Man United are just way bigger than tactics, and it's personality issues, it's a culture issue. It's who are we? It's we're 3-0 up. Do we have the resilience, the character to? Who are the human beings that are wearing the boots? Do you get what I'm saying? Aside of the talent, because you watch Real Madrid at City and bar the Rudiger slight slip up, and he was colossal in that game, slight slip up. But City didn't look like they were gonna score, bro. Because these are champions, bro. Like it's the culture of the football club.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I feel like, like I said, Carlo Ancelotti said something very similar to Ten Hag. I have to my idea of football is to adapt to the characteristics of my players and then go from there.
Yeah.
And if we pre Ancelotti tactically, there's not anything really too detailed going on.
Yeah,
It's almost
he's
like
open with it.
he sets them up in a certain way.
Yeah.
And he goes, listen, when you lot get the ball up there, do your thing. And cruise.
Yeah.
You set the tempo. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not too. It doesn't seem that way.
He said that. He said it. Yeah.
And you see Jude Bellingham talking about after the City game, and he's like, look, you know, the way that these teams play, like City, etc. I mean, it's interesting, etc. But we don't really, in terms of the patterns, the routines, and etc. But we have more freedom to be ourselves and express ourselves. But I guess the platform and the foundation that's built on is a winning mentality, winning culture,
and quality players.
And
Ancelotti needs the quality players.
He needs quality players.
Yeah.
Because remember how Everton was.
And Napoli.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is true. Which is absolutely true. Do you know?
Yeah.
But the attitude of these players is a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, these are champions.
All right, I watched the video. Go on.
No, go on.
I watched the video, and I know what you're saying in terms of it's just different. Like I know the exact interview you're talking about with Jude and Ancelotti, right? It is just different. Like cultures do matter. You know what I mean? Cultures do matter. When you walk into a culture where everyone's slacking, there's players that have been here 7 years who have only experienced losing for 7 straight years, and you're walking in there meant to inject new life when they're still hanging around and stuff. I get it, it's different. Like I remember I was watching a video just the other day of Bale when he joined Real Madrid. First person that come out of the car, which was a bit of PR, was Cristiano. Shook Cristiano's hand, walks through there, shakes Ancelotti's hand, comes through the door, Zidane's there.
Like, let's have it right, bro. Like,
how can you not walk into that environment and not know I need to win?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on.
Bro, man's been carroting, yeah? And I'm seeing pictures of the current crop everywhere. That's not a winning culture, bro.
Yeah.
I need to walk into that place and see Roy Keane, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rio Ferdinand. I don't want to see these, man, bro. Do you understand? Because that's established it. Like, this is the subconscious we're dealing with.
Yeah,
I need constant reminders
that
when
I'm
I'm
not
at this
there yet.
institution
Yeah.
that this is a place of winners, bro. And the current crop pictures, I don't need to see you, man. You need to earn that position. You come to Man United, another thing with Man United, you sign for United, you're on 20 grand at Ajax. You sign for United without having nothing in football.
You're
You're
90
200
grand, yeah.
200, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, Erling Haaland goes to City and earns 500 bags a week because he scored 500 million goals. So it's earned through football. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was seeing something about the top 10 selling shirts this season. 2 of them are Man United players, bro.
It's insane.
You get what I'm saying? So our issue is bigger, bro. You got young youths coming in and they're earning so much P without it being through football achievement.
Yeah.
Across the water, not across the water, across the city, you got City, man like Doku's coming in on 40, 50 bags a week. There's enough. You understand? There's enough room for growth there.
Yeah.
He's not
But
coming.
it's incentives.
It's
innit?
incentives,
So to
bro.
get
You know what I'm saying? But our thing's different. We're some commercial monster that can pay anyone.
But you know what?
150 bags. I feel like training hard now. I might get a Man United move and just.
Wenger called it hunger tax. It's the hunger
You know
tax.
what I'm saying?
No, it's the hunger index or whatever it is. It's the hunger index.
On the bright side for my Manchester United faithful, this is what I'm saying. These are the big details that, you know, that are so influential before you see anything on the pitch that are going to change. These men are not going to have that. These Omar Baradas and these men are not going to have. They're not going to be signing you from Ajax 20 bags. You come in 200 bags. You ain't done nothing in football. It's not going to happen no more.
Yeah.
And that's those things are important for even like managing the dressing room, personalities, and getting everyone on the same page. Because if I'm 21, I'm on 300 bags a week, bro. You get what I'm saying? And that. Bro, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
You're not Pep Guardiola, bro. You get what I'm saying? Who you talk? Allow me.
And that's what
disciplinary. It's
happens.
just not gonna. You get what I'm saying? So
That's what happened with Sanch, innit?
So there's so much that needs to change to. So many details that needs to change to sort of establish the culture and the environment that we want for Man United to be who they're gonna be, bro. You hear the ex-pros talking all the time, and when they're talking about what Man United was, they're always talking about the environment, the culture, training, how it was. That's what it is, bro. Like what we see on the pictures last. If you see someone, I don't know, like in lockdown, during lockdown, I lost 27 kilograms. You get what I'm saying? Like physically. And when everyone saw me post lockdown, it's like rah, boom, boom. But what you see is always lost. You don't see the day to day and the effort and the details and how I change my diet and sleep and training. Do you get what I'm saying? So what we see on the pictures last. You don't see the finance man I don't know, like the wage structure changing, and then the recruitment and boom, boom, boom. You get what I'm saying? What you see on the pitch is lost. It doesn't matter, bro. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Way before the football pitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Because those people inform who's even in a position.
You are passionate, bro. Your passion is killing me, bro.
It's real rap, bro.
It's
You gotta
real. It's
think of
real.
where- Pitch. Football pitch, bro.
But you know what? I think two people can be right, at one time. Because I think what Cam said before about the tactics, trust me, I was passionate.
I was just watching H, try and find his pockets to get in.
I couldn't. I said, bro, let him cook. But what I was basically saying was, two people can be right at one time though, because what Cam's is saying as well about the tactics and so on and so forth, we don't see that, right? But the positive side of it is that we do have these owners that are about to take over right now, and we've said this before. I don't think that it's going to work with Ten Hag at Manchester United any longer, and I think the only reason why they're not going to sack him straight away is just because out of respect, and it would show Man United to be a bit not classy, and that's not, I don't think, how Man United operate right now, but we've seen the likes of Jadon Sancho go away to Borussia Dortmund. Sabitzer obviously wasn't our player, we had him on loan or whatever, but they're in a Champions League final right now, and it brings me back to not just a Ten Hag situation, but Man United, that whenever players leave our club, whatever level they go to, they seem to find form again, they seem to fall back in love with football, right? And it's a bit hard for me to say this, but I feel like when you play for Manchester United, the idea is greater than the reality. And I say that to say that, because... No, I studied at Princeton.
Wow.
Yeah. The idea is better than the reality because Jadon Sancho... Oh yeah, so when you sign for Manchester United, the idea is bigger than the reality. And the reason why I say that is because Jadon Sancho, when he was at United, right, there was mental issues happening, right? There was so many stuff that was happening. He had to go away to Holland. He came back and still it wasn't the player that we thought it was. The argument that's happened, he's now gone back to Germany and he has been an integral part to why Dortmund are in the final, right? I look at the likes of Marcus Rashford right now. He looks like he's fell out of love with football. It seems as if that whatever it was that made him the star that we loved is gone now, right? Are we blaming Ten Hag for that this season? For the players that we felt like, we're going to have good seasons? Or is this, like what you said before, a cultural issue? Yeah. And is Ten Hag just genuinely the manager that is in the storm that is about to change, and unfortunately he's the last of that piece of the puzzle that we need to get rid of? Because really and truly, it's like he's a feeder manager right now for a bigger purpose, which is for us to be back as European giants.
I think it's both, man. I think it's both, because what you're saying with the Sanchez situation ties into what you're saying. You know what I mean? A lot of what you're saying ties into that. The money, the environment, you know what I mean? What he's walking into, what he's coming to expect. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do think even with the way we brought him in as well, the situation we brought him, we said that we brought him to be a right winger. Then 5 games in, we're like, oh, he's better on the left wing. Like we didn't even, Then when we bring in Cristiano and no, listen, it was just all a mess with the way he even came in. But I do think it's 2 things. You know what I mean? I think both, as you said, 2 things can coexist, right? The Sancho Ten Hag situation happened. Do you know what I mean? Whatever happened. I don't think it was handled best by either. You know what I mean? By either. Like, I don't think it should be a situation where the guy's gone. He's left the football club.
Bring him back, man.
No, but the thing is,
bring him back.
No, but the thing is, like, he's can't come back with Ten Hag's here. That's the thing.
Well, then 10, it's been great, brother. Look, genuinely, honestly, give us the FA Cup final before you leave. Alhamdulillah and everything that comes with that. But brother, bring back my brother. Kennerton is where it started. You remember that? That's where it started, though.
The thing is, we got to remember as well, at the same time, Sancho wasn't good enough on the pitch. Like, let's not forget that. Under Oli, he wasn't good enough on the pitch.
Who's been good on the pitch for Man United?
No, but the thing is,
apart from Bruno Fernandes.
No, but he was horror though. Like it's not like he was
worse than
competent.
Anthony.
He was levels.
Anthony,
he was He was playing at a similar level to Anthony, bro. Right now.
Okay.
What do you think?
Do you know the thing is, I genuinely, I thought you stopped the drugs. I actually thought you stopped.
Bro, he wasn't playing that much better than Anthony, bro. And now listen, I think he's a better player than Anthony, 100%. But he was playing poor, bro. That's the thing. So, listen, I'm happy that he's away. And what you're saying is, it's same. Remember Lukaku left us and went and became an Italian champion. You know what I mean? Ended up flopping his move to Chelsea or whatever. But he left and he found a happier place. I do think when you come into Man United, the burden of playing for the club. This is why I talk about Rashford and people think I'm trying to excuse it. But you've been here 10 years, been a part of all this. Yeah, but it's a burden, bro. It's like, it's a lot on you. Instantly, you're one of the most watched players in the world. You've got the most scrutiny. You've got fan pages about you. You've got hate pages. You got people. Listen, it's the way football is. And when they always say social media is crazy. A lot of people say, and we've seen ex-pros. I've seen Roy Keane say, if social media was around in our day, who knows what would happen? Who knows? The way these guys used to drink. The way these guys used to drink. The way these guys used to act. Like, social media wasn't there for the old pros. So these new pros have social media. And then at the same time, I keep saying it, you're at one of the biggest clubs in the world. And of all these clubs that are deemed the biggest clubs in the world, we're the only one that's failing. Real Madrid are fine. Barcelona, okay, they're up and down, but they were the La Liga champions last year still. Bayern Munich are fine. Liverpool are fine. We're failing. And all eyes are on you. It's going to take a lot. So when you go to a team like Dortmund, where the lights are off a little bit, and you can just enjoy and play your football, a club that pushes you and encourages you just to play your game, that's how you're going to end up standing on tables singing Adele in a Champions League final.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Also, like,
good for him.
He's in Germany as well, so whatever distractions that are in the UK can't really follow him there as much. Do you get what I'm saying? So, which was, I'm sure, would be helpful to the boy. You know, so but the thing is, when you were talking about the motivations as well, and this is the thing that we're going to have to stop going forward, right? In terms of how you're talking about the wages and stuff. When you're seeing what Casemiro, for example, right, is out here doing on the pitch, these are the type of stuff.
Belly flopping on the pitch.
Bro, this is one of the worst seasons I've ever seen for a Man United player, bro. Are you seeing what he's doing?
Not even just a Man United player, a player in general.
Are you seeing what he's doing on the pitch? At some point, I'm starting to think it's potentially intentional, bro.
No, I think genuinely.
No, but I'm starting to think it's intentional. Like, I'm trying to be fair, right?
Listen. If you want to be fair, go to one. Yeah? If you want to be fair, go to one.
He's definitely finished, right?
Yeah.
He's definitely finished. I think his motivations are off, right? I think he's now on a good pay. You know what I mean? He was left Real Madrid. Real Madrid not pushed him out, but they said they wanted to keep him. But when you're bringing in someone like Tchouaméni, you got Camavinga coming through, you're gonna have to make way, right? But that just shows. Look at the difference. They're bringing in Tchouaméni to protect their future. Camavinga to protect their future. We're taking their scraps. Now, listen, I'm not going to be a flip-flop. I thought he was decent at points last season. Very good, actually. Very, very good. But then then the suspension started happening and it started going down, right? But the thing about Casemiro, the only thing I'll give him is, bro, imagine coming from playing with Modric, Kroos, Ronaldo, Benzema and these man to lining up centre-back with Johnny Evans.
No, it's crazy.
With Eriksen.
Where the fuck is this? That's what I'll be thinking.
What would your motivation be if you went from that? You were the outfield because Courtois got man in the match, but you were the best player in the Champions League final, and now you're lining up centre half with Johnny Evans.
But that's kind of one bro though, because he didn't have to leave.
At 8th. What would your motivation be, bro?
No, there isn't none.
But the thing is, the motivation to sign for United probably is more time, money, bro. Because
There we go.
Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Casemiro, obviously, don't get me wrong, he's not old or anything when he signed. He was obviously 30 when he signed. Like the contract we're giving him, he's not getting that nowhere else. Do you get what I'm saying? So these man, he's done everything in football. He's got a family. He's like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I get to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're not going to get this contract again.
Yeah.
And that's, again, how we're run, bro.
But I need to say something, though, right? So we're talking about, and this is just to go away from kind of the environment and back onto the pitch, right? Look, we have to be reality, right? Numbers don't tell the full picture, as Savage Dan said about stats and bikinis and all of them type of things. But
one of the greatest moments in football history.
Yeah, shout out Savage.
But you got to look at it, right? You just watch Man United, yeah? You see how poor we are week in, week out. You probably look at the table and you're like, how are we there? We have -3 goal difference in May. We're probably going to end the season in minus goal difference. We got Arsenal, Newcastle,
That
and
is
Brighton.
brilliant, though, yeah.
We're
Slightly
fucked, yeah?
brilliant.
No,
That is
it's not
brilliant.
slightly brilliant.
That is brilliant.
It's embarrassing, right? But let me just show you something, yeah? Expected points. So expected points, you guys know how expected points work. It's XG,
and everything, yeah.
for and against. Where do you think Man United are?
20th.
Nah, not that bad.
21st.
15th.
Man United are 14th. So Ten Hag has coached the 14th place.
Better than I thought.
He has, but there we go. So we've been cornering Chelsea. Chelsea are just a little bit above us right now. But if you watch Chelsea, you see how much chances Chelsea get. You see Nico Jackson missing. You see Raheem Sterling. You see them getting in positions where they should win games, right? All right. Chelsea are 4th on expected points, bro. So this is why I keep saying, keep Poch. Just add a little bit more quality, and then you can see something. What can you not see from about add more quality to a 14th
Relegation
place?
is what I can see. All United fans want to see is us attacking. That's it. As long as you can implement attacking football into whatever style that you have, fair play. But we're not even doing that. Our rivals are coming to our stadiums and we're giving them the game. Lesser teams are playing their best football this season at United. So clearly, something along that lines of he's coaching and the players. The culture's been there. So let's forget about that for a second. Yeah, like you said, it's a good season for us. But the tactics, the way the players are, it's just there's no synergy. Yes, we've had that before, but for this season, forget the past. This season, it's been terrible.
And the thing is, right? And the thing is, and look, because there is players that we need to talk about, right?
Yeah.
That need to improve, right? Next season and stuff. But my last thing on the Ten Hag thing is that no matter what, right? You got to have some form of basis that you look at and that you can say on the pitch that, okay, I believe in. So let's say, well, we're still solid. Let's say I was like, we're solid, so we can work on that. Maybe work on the attack. Like I remember when Tuchel with Chelsea, right? Okay, he won the Champions League. Forget that bit. But it was very solid, but offensively there was something lacking. So you just thought, okay, give him that, and then they'll go from there, this to that, right? Newcastle have had so many injuries this season. So many. They've scored nearly 80 goals in the league. So they can sit there and be like, at least we attack well. We're attacking very well. Nearly 80 goals, right? Chelsea, as much as people will be saying that, we scored 50 something, bro. 50 something.
Lord of mercy.
As much as people are talking about Chelsea, they can still say, look, on the XG, they're in the top 4, they're in the top 5 with Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Spurs, right? So they have something that they can work off. All right, we create a lot of chances. There's not one aspect of when I watch Man United, literally not one thing that we do good. We don't do one thing good, bro. Like, not one thing. We don't possess the ball well. We don't pass well. We don't create chances. We concede a million chances. What do we do well?
So, with regards to that, what you just said, don't you think the fact that that valid point that you just made wasn't a point at the end of last season?
Yeah, okay, let me say why.
Don't you think that further emphasizes that it's just a bigger issue at Man United?
No, I wouldn't say. The reason why I wouldn't say that, is because you see, last season we didn't complain, but it kind of became a results-based season, right? Let's just get the results. By the way, after the Carabao Cup, we were really bad. Let's not get that mistaken. We were poor to end the season. We've been poor for over a year under Ten Hag. People seem to think it's been over a year, right? But anyway, it became a results-based season, yeah? He dropped our line. We played one of the lowest blocks in the league. We were very solid defensively. Yes, we had less injuries, so I'll give him that. Less injury, but we dropped our line. We played on the counter. Rashford had 30 goals. that was our way of playing Weghorst to whoever was chasing and pressing.
What a player.
That was our way of playing. Simple as that. It was very simple last season. Drop the line. Bro, Weghorst was the worst player we ever had, bro. But it was simple. Drop the line and play to the player's strength. People like Bruno are good in them type of positions because once he gets it, he looks on the outlet, transitions for people like Marcus Rashford. He can get it over. So he played to our strengths last season. So even last year, I gave him all the back because I was like, listen, the football wasn't great, but he played to our strengths. Now, when he gets his 2, 3, 4 in, we're going to... This season is now the first season when he said, all right, let me implement what I want to see in this team. Because every single time he's been questioned about this, people, he has doubled down on it and said this is what he wants to see. When Carragher did that whole cipher, just breaking it down, he said Carragher has an agenda. This is what he wants. So he's trying to implement something and it's totally not working. And the thing is, the worst thing is if it was like Mount has been out, but if it's like Mount is doing the instructions well, Anthony is doing it well, Højlund is doing it well, Onana, but then Rashford's not doing it well, Bruno, I'll be like, hold on, but Ten Hag signings are doing it. Let's get rid of the old. But his signings look like clowns, fam. His signings look like they're not even doing it. Anthony's his protege that he came with from what's he doing out there, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think there's not much I can even sit there and say this is what we can. If his signings have done well, or okay, at least tactically, or at least we attack, or at least defend or control. We don't do none, and that's my issue. But all right, let's move on to the players. I don't want to make because people are going to think it's all just we just saying only. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But a lot of it is.
All right, so we spoke about some players, Rasmus Højlund, right? I'll start off with him. Now I think that's a very talented player, right? Ten Hag said it in an interview with Gary Neville about they wanted Harry Kane, but we couldn't get Harry Kane, so we went for the next talent rather than going for a ready-made player, right?
But even why did he say that? But why did he even say that though?
That was his views. Like he wanted Kane, and then obviously they went for Rasmus Højlund. Now
moving like Drake.
Yeah, we all
in the Heart Part 6, bro. Just
I'm telling you, man.
Bare allegations.
They not like us. They not like us.
Yeah.
But listen, look, my thing is, I think with Højlund, right, that is a talent, but he cannot be our main striker going into our transition period. I think what he needs is someone to learn from. Like when you're a player that young, you need to look at players and be like, I need to be like this person. I need to modify my game like that. There is no one there at Man United for him, right? I then look at like players like Garnacho, right? Garnacho's person he's looking up to is Marcus Rashford, who is currently playing really, really bad football. And you're starting ahead of him in his position that he was originally playing in. So then it's like, I'm already here. That's not good. Yeah. I look at Kobbie Mainoo and I'm like, Kobbie Mainoo is an academy product, but then Amrabat and Mount were the two players that I've found. No, let's have a wrap. Amrabat and Mount are the two players that Ten Hag.
Man started laughing, bro.
It's dark. It's dark because it's the facts though.
Yeah, it's facts.
You bought Amrabat and Mount, right? Well, loaned Amrabat, but bought Mount. Now Mount, we've spoken about his injury, so I'm gonna allow him this season. Yeah. But even so, right? You got these two players in midfield, and Kobbie Mainoo has just waltzed through and made that his own position, right?
From the academy.
And none of the players around him are even.
It's not like they're clear of him.
They're not even clear of him. Yeah. It's not a threat. So I believe, that the
is that testament to how bad United are, or to how good Kobbie is?
I think it's both. I think it's both because I've said that is I remember we said, and I was like, is Kobbie Mainoo that good, or is it just because United are really, really bad, but he really is that player, innit? Yeah. And then I look at like Malasia's injuries, and it's like whatever's happening behind closed doors we don't know, right? Anthony, like for the player that he is, or he was supposed to be, or what we've seen, it's the most underwhelming signing that we've ever had of all time, because we've spent more, we've expected more, and like we saw little trickles. I was like, all right, cool. He's got a bit about him, and it's been nothing.
Even that, bro. Like that again for me. I agree with you on the player, but then to me, I'm looking at it like, bro, this is that as a club, we've come to the conclusion that it is sensible to spend £80 million on this footballer, go from he was on 20 bags a week or roughly or whatever, and pay him 200 bags a week. What we see on the pitch comes after that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Do you get where I'm trying to come from?
Yeah.
What we see on the pitch comes after that. That's the whole process in itself, which then affects that, bro. Man's on 200. You ain't done nothing in football.
But he's not even.
80
He was
mil.
even better than Memphis in Holland.
Brother, 80 mil. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not the pitches last, bro.
Yeah.
That's the people that are
200
making the decisions with the money, making the decisions with all these things.
He's on
Like behind
200
the-
grand.
Bro, in 4 years he'll make 41 million pounds.
This is my point, and this is my
No, but
point. Where
that
I'm
can't
like,
be right. What?
In 4 years,
this is my point.
he'll
Where I'm
make
like, this is my point where I'm like,
41
I'm
million
not disagreeing with what you lot are saying about the football pitch, but it's way before the football pitch that we need to worry about because the Anthony won't happen if we've got football people running the joint. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's not gonna happen, bro.
the problem-
it's not gonna happen.
Go on, Cam.
The problem is like.
Because I agree with what you're saying.
To talk
But
about
then it's like the problem isn't Anthony.
Yeah.
It's way before Anthony is okay. 200 bags a week. You ain't done shit in football. 200 bags a week. I'm gonna spend 80 million quid on you, mate.
But how do you see that? How do you see that changing? Because, for example, let's say, what's that?
Barada.
Bro, okay, I hear that, bro. He seems like he's a serious man,
doing
right?
that.
But all right, for
money
example,
man,
we want Olise right now.
Yeah.
Let's say we
I wanna
pop
know what Omar
his
thinks.
say we pop his release clause 60 million. Yeah.
Omar ain't doing that.
No, but that's his release clause. If we want him and
now,
we
then
really
we're not
want
getting
him,
him.
then what are we saying? We're gonna be running around with 20
wanna
million
know-
players,
I wanna
everyone.
know
You
what
can't do that.
I wanna know what Omar.
Do you know what it is? Can I be real with you, yeah?
Listen, to be fair though, what I would say here is that us fans, I always say, we ain't got all the answers. You get me? So with what he's saying, it's fine. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Like, I like Olise, and I think he's a superb player, right?
Quality.
But if we could potentially get him, I would want it to be next season. The season after.
I just
next.
want to know what Omar thinks.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that.
I'm not gonna lie. I just want to know what Omar. I hate like I got in a bit, but I want to know what Omar.
So why do you want to know what Omar thinks?
Because if I'm if I'm 50 Cent and I'm about to put out Get Rich or Die Trying, I want to know what Dr. Dre
thinks.
Yeah. No, fair play.
I want to know.
Fair play, but
I might have an opinion and think, but I want to, before we go through this, I want to know what Dr. Dre thinks and I want to know what I
who's
think.
the guy from D12? The
Proof.
big guy.
Oh,
yeah, that's me right now. Yeah. I ain't got Dr. J yet. I'm in the trenches still trying to make money. I'm still doing little mini shows. Bro, the reason why I'm saying, like, just off the basis of what's happened, this isn't, like, we don't know the answers. I'm just going off what history has showed itself, right?
Come on, mate.
We've definitely bought players, yeah, that are good players, have potential to be great, right? And then it hasn't worked well, right? We have to have a clear out before we start thinking about any other
100%,
buying players.
yeah.
innit? Olise is not just because Man United is Man
100%.
United. He showed that
On a level.
he could beat Man United even playing at Palace.
Yeah.
And he's been dunking on us.
That
for-
would have
for
been an
a few years.
embarrassing. We said it was an audition.
Yeah.
We're talking about Olise. Yeah. What makes us think that if you just plop Olise into this team instead of Anthony, instead of Ahmad, right, who hasn't been given an opportunity, both of them left foot, they like to come inside. What does Olise like to do? Left foot. He likes to come inside. He likes to bounce, pass it off this person. Same thing that they like to do. What makes us think just because we're bringing in a 6'2" version of them, all of a sudden he's going to now light up Manchester United and he's going to light things up? What's the difference between that and just expecting Rashford to go and just do what he did? Expecting like what Jadon Sancho could do? Well, there's not going to be much difference. So there is going to need to be so much that goes on in and around it. Bro.
I believe, yeah. When I look at these players, yeah, I feel like the coach.
take that now.
The coach that we needs to be able to look at all of these players and be like, I see something. Like they need to be a sicko in the sense of like, I look at Sancho and I think if Sancho plays here, then Olise, like it has to be. It can't just be we're buying him and hoping he plays well.
And just hoping,
because that's what I've seen. We've done a lot of the time, bro. At one stage we had, like I said, we had Di Maria, Falcao, Van Persie, Rooney, right? But then in midfield we had horror shows. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, like, let's have it right. So it's like, yeah, you can have all the firepower up there. But then if it doesn't balance out, it's pointless to have. So that's why when I look at like Crystal Palace, for example, they have got the right quality for the team that they are across the pitch. And that's why the Matetas and the Ezes and the Elises are doing so well, because it's a good balance.
Yeah.
And the level isn't like here and then everything else is like that. The balance isn't that far away from each other.
And the thing is, the balance and the quality, even if you're looking at two teams that lined up there, and even if you put Man United's strongest side, I'm not saying Palace are levels of Man United. But there's numerous players at Palace that could potentially start for Manchester United. That's the way things. That is literally the way things are at the moment. So that kind of just shows where the level of Man United are in this present time. Like we're way below where we need to be. But you just mentioned Palace. And what's the new manager's called? Glasner, I think it is.
Yeah, Olivier.
Do you know why
Can I just say something? Yeah, sorry, bro. We're talking about Mateta. I promise you now, yeah. When Mateta was playing for Roy Hodgson, I thought he's the worst player in the Premier League, bro.
Oliver
Glasner. I thought Mateta is the worst player in the Premier League when he was playing under Roy Hodgson. I couldn't believe him and Edouard start for Premier League football clubs. And and then Oliver Glasner walks into the club, and Mateta's turned into Henry.
Even
Henry. So what's that got to do with?
Can I be honest with you? The way he scored that goal. Do you know what he
brother,
done?
you hear that?
Do you know what?
Coaching.
Do you know what though? Like, all I would say is,
It's the coaching.
all I would say, these things can happen for a season. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
It can happen. It's about, is it sustainable? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's have it right.
Same thing when you look at Ange, when everyone's talking about Ange and Spurs, and now look, it's
It can happen for a season. You got the qualities and you got the right sort of like motivation.
Yeah. I agree.
I can be gassed to go gym now, but it's about when I don't feel like it. What's my attitude? What's my, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
So I guess, time will tell. Like, things are going well for Crystal Palace with this manager. I guess time will tell if whatever's going on.
We've seen that with De Zerbi as well. Like De Zerbi, everyone was speaking highly about him because he had, Matoma playing well and Ferguson and everything else. But then things happen and it goes down. But I just think, but your point is though, there's definitely good coaching going on. 100%. Hence why they was able to beat Manchester United 4-0 at home
4-0.
convincingly as well.
We're desensitized.
So my summary of our conversation today. My summary of our conversation today is that Av's right. This is probably the best season for Manchester United in terms of what the future looks like. Yeah, because we've never had this before. Yeah. It also is an indication that Manchester United fans can't wait for the season to be done and for us to start this new journey. Whether or not Ten Hag is here or not, I don't think he will be here, but we can't wait to see what that looks like, right? We also can't wait to see what it looks like for the players who we feel like are nowhere near the level that it should be playing at Manchester United. No matter about the names or anything like that, that's what we can't wait for. But at the same time, everybody is to blame in this situation. Yeah, we've players, the manager, the board, the club, everything. It's all to blame. They've made the best thing possible right now, which is, all right, we've got new owners now. We are going to control it. Let's wait till the season's done. This is now probably the last time I speak about Man United until the FA Cup final, which we're going to have an FA Cup episode. But yeah,
we are.
Yeah, so like that's it for me. I think as United fans now, I think what people are thinking about what people are thinking about is the future. Everyone's talking about Ten Hag, and I, for me personally, I think if anyone's got sense, the writing's on the wall.
All right, let me ask you guys both something. What have Ineos got to do this summer? For the bigger,
I think because we speak about this all the time.
For the bigger picture to activate. It's for us to start painting.
Our academy is one of the best academies in the UK, let alone Europe, right? We have to utilize that so that we have an engine of quality players that are playing a way of football.
Can that start this summer though?
No, it needs to begin. It needs to be a conversation that we're having. We need to think about our academy. Sometimes, we spend so much money on players, but we've got players like Kobbie Mainoo coming through.
Because I can't lie, Ethan Wheatley held the ball up better than Hoyland.
My point is though, like
if we're just keeping it 100.
Yeah, we really have elite football players at our club, bro. When you look at us under 18s champions done, like dominating, we need to focus on that primarily, right? Okay. Across the board, there needs to be a football DNA that is being taught, from the younger ages all the way up to the first team, because I see it with Man City.
I think that's what Wilcox is here to do.
Yeah, like it needs to be a spine of this is how we play football. So when these players are coming into the first team, sort of like Rico Lewis, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, I'm out of place. I'm out of place here, right? Our wage structure needs to be decimated because we're paying, like you said, 200 grand for a player who has not proved nothing in football.
So that's Shaw. That's Luke Shaw. Yeah. Because of his wages.
Martial.
Anthony Martial.
Rashford, I believe Varane.
Varane, Casemiro.
Yeah. That is a
Sancho.
lot of money.
So that's just
like
more-
I'm just saying the highest earners.
that's that. But I personally, obviously, I want Sancho to stay, and
Yeah.
I'll say that in a second. But like, I just think the wages have to be sorted as well, and also the relationship between the manager and the player. Yeah, I believe that it's been the other way around. I feel like the players are in control, and it's like the managers having to prove to them that, you know, I'm the guy to look after you guys. I think we need to change that. We need to go back to it being a culture of hierarchies and respected hierarchies. I think if there's no respect in any job, in any work of life, even in the family, if you go to your mum's house or your dad's house, or you go to your parents' house, and you know there's no respect, yeah, you're gonna carry on a certain way, which you're not going to look at your parents and have respect. When I go into anyone's house, I'm like, hello, mum, hello, take off your shoes. That is cemented in my brain. Some of these players are stepping into this club like they own it and they pay the bills.
Yeah.
That would be my
Probably
5.
stepping into the club on hundreds and hundreds.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Egos are inflated, and I think the basis of what it is, like, take these guys back to flipping the streets of Manchester. Let them see who is fucking watching their club.
The problem is, they're only.
Sorry, just to finish before Cam says what he's got to say. I'm not saying it should happen in one season.
It can't.
I'm saying that this should be the blueprint of what it is that Manchester United should be for the future.
The only I agree with nearly everything you said. I think sales for me is super important, right? That's super important, and of course, identifying what your identity is going to be going forward. That's 100% the two things that are important. And when you're saying with the academy, sometimes it is the academy that spur that on. You know what I mean? Because if you're reducing the wages, let's say, you're not players that are coming to Man United right now. If you actually want to get, I keep saying what Man United needs to sign is uphill players. Olise, for example, is an uphill player. You want to go for uphill where if you do sound like how you mentioned Jeremy Doku and stuff, right? That's what you're kind of look. It's okay for Doku to do that because he's got Foden, KDB, and that. I get it. Whereas when you come to Man United, you're gonna kind of be needed to be a key player instantly. But it's important that we sign players that are uphill trajectories. And all this stuff that we keep doing, these over the hill players or guys that are coming on big thing, we have to change that. That's super important. So there is going to be a moment where it doesn't mean you have to compromise top 4, you have to compromise anything, but there is going to be a moment where we are relying on patience. Basically, it's going to be patience, but that patience has to match the identity. You can't just be saying patience because it's a buzzword. You can't just be saying patience because Arteta had 4 years. You can't just be saying patience because Fergie took 5 years. Don't just say things for the sake of saying it. The patience has to be something that we can see on the pitch to match it as well. So that's what I would say. But
I feel like every time I come to this place, it's
another Man United meltdown.
It's a therapy place, but I think for me, we all want our team to be a great team again.
Yeah.
We all have similar, beliefs of what we feel like is the problem at the club and what needs to change. But one thing, Avelino has been saying this to me before, that this is the best time that Man United's had over the last 10 years. And I agree in the sense of, like, we finally have that football, not IQ, should I say, but direction, yeah? It is now down to it to happen. And Man United fans have to have patience. It can't be a thing where we feel like it's going to happen straight away. It's taken City years to do it, Arsenal years to do it, Liverpool years to do it. It's the same for us, regardless. Even Real Madrid had their, reconstruction, which they had the horrible team. I remember when I saw BNQ Simmons, I said, horrible team. But they built back, and look where they are right now. So that's all it is. Well, listen, and Cams, I need to ask you a question. Now, this is a very simple one. Are you going to be at the FA Cup final?
Is the sky blue?
I will be.
Okay. And so will I.
Yeah.
And we will celebrate if... Wait, actually, I'm not going to say nothing because I don't want to get clipped. Niggas been using me as memes for too long. I've learnt my lesson. But
oh, my God.
If we win, last question before we go. If we win, does he stay?
Does he stay or would I keep him? What are you asking me? No, what are you asking me? I need to clarify that.
Will you keep him?
No.
Av?
It doesn't depend on the FA Cup for me.
Done.
What about you, mate? What about you?
How do you say bye in Dutch?
I don't even know, man.
Well, listen, guys, as you already know, we will be at the FA Cup final, shamelessly, and we're going to celebrate because we are Manchester United fans. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you're notified when the Inside Scoop uploads. We're going to be audio-based soon, and we've got a special episode coming up next week. So make sure you are there. You're done now. Peace.